gracias por continuar con nosotros y vamos a tener que pasar al inglés porque tenemos dos invitados a continuación que no hablan español, pero vamos a tratar de hacerlo de tal manera que ustedes lo van a entender. Yo quiero presentar al señor Adam Levene. Él es el segundo a bordo, el consejero en el departamento de relaciones internacionales y política del Ministerio de Relaciones Internacionales en el Mashav. Así es que maneja buena parte de la política internacional y de cooperación de Israel. Ahora voy a pasar al inglés. It's a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Levene, and we will try to talk a little bit about what are you doing, especially for relations between Latin America and Ecuador with Israel.
Okay, thank you very much for having me here. I'll tell you a personal story first. Is that the first thing I'm doing for the relations between the continents is my wife is actually from Latin America as well.
Oh my God! Then you must speak Spanish in the future.
I'm studying Spanish.
You're starting.
I'm not quite there to do an interview
Where
yet.
is she from?
From Costa Rica.
Costa Rica is a tica.
Tica, yeah.
Yeah, excellent.
And my son is also a tica. A tico. Well, actually, Mashav is the Israeli Agency for International Development and Cooperation. It's an agency that has been working close on 60 years already. And we're working all over the world, in 102 different countries around the world, up till now. Now, a little bit about the background of the agency. It was created only a few years after our country was created. We were created in 1948. And it was very important for our leaders, even back then, to reach out to the world, to reach out to the different continents, to reach out to Latin America, and to work together. Our country was created on the back of the Holocaust, of the Second World War. And the question we asked ourselves, our leaders asked ourselves, were where were the other nations in our time of need?
And to make a stronger relations with many countries in the world. And you have a lot to teach and a lot to learn probably, but especially some experiences, how to work in the desert, how to create a country, how to put people from different countries inside one country, a small one.
Well, exactly. Our country, when it was created, people came from east and from west, from north and from south, with different religions, with different backgrounds.
Languages, yeah.
From Latin America, from Russia, from England, from the USA, from the Arab countries of the Middle East, from Asia, each one with a different culture, a different background, and we had to build a society together.
They have in common only to be Jewish.
Well, most people, yes.
Most of them.
Israel is 80%, give or take 80% Jewish, 18% Muslim, and then there's a small Christian population, and then a few other small populations as well. So we found that at that point we were gaining experience, very practical experience in different fields. And what we thought was that this experience could be relevant for other places in the world who were going through similar processes. How to bring people together with different backgrounds and to build a community. How to educate children, and how to do agriculture in very difficult situation. Because at the end of the day, our society, we didn't have many natural resources, and we had to build things or create things with very little. And what that actually meant when it came to aid and development is that we were a lot closer to a lot of other countries and on the position they were in. Whereas maybe sometimes very rich countries could say the best way to do things is this way, but it costs a lot of money and it's very hard to do. We came from a situation, we said we have very little, but we want to make things a bit better. How can we do that? And that is very relevant to a lot of countries and the process that they were going through parallel to us.
And that's the role of Mashav.
Exactly. So our role as Mashav is to reach out to other countries around the world and to work together with them. And this is also a very important fact, is that the way we work is always in cooperation. It's never we know, this is how it should be done. It's always a discussion.
A learning process with the other people in other countries and continents.
And one other thing, as Israelis, we have some good points and we have some bad ones, but one of the things which we're very good at is we're very flexible, which means when we come with a program, we come with an idea, for us it's not that hard to say, okay, this is maybe a good idea, but it needs changing for this place. In the discussion, maybe we should do it differently, and we're flexible in how we do it. We also come when we work, when we do cooperation, with our feet on the ground. It's not classroom lessons and just talking about...
it's not only like a theory, but on the field.
A lot of actual practical experience and working together with people to bring back practical results. So that's how we work. Now, in Latin America, we do a lot of different work in a lot of different countries.
Yeah, we have a lot of scholarships,
Yes.
but what else about other kind of cooperation?
Well, the main area of our cooperation is through training trainers, training people, and building human capacities. And the ways of there's different ways of doing that. One way is through scholarships, that is true, to study in Israel or people to study here. Another way is through courses and training, where we bring people from Israel to train people here, to work together with local organizations to train people in different countries.
And trainers.
Train trainers, exactly.
Yeah.
Our tendency is to train not the farmer who is at the end of the line, but to train the people who train the farmers.
Or
people.
make the policies
Exactly.
also. Yeah.
Exactly. People who have an influence within society, who can take the information and things that they learn and can have a wider influence on society through it.
Main fields that you work on. You mentioned agricultural issues, but what other fields are you?
Well, of course, agriculture
providing?
is one of the main issues because Israel started off as an agricultural country. Even if it's not our main industry today, it is still something which we do very well, and we grow everything for ourselves, and we export a lot of agriculture as well, and agricultural technologies. Education, early childhood development. The education system in Israel has been well developed, and we have a lot of specific skills which we've learned which can be transferable. Community building. Those are three main issues which in the past we've dealt with. We're moving also more into the issues of innovation and entrepreneurship. Israel, if maybe you know, is defined as a startup nation. We have
and I saw always when it is like a novel announces the laureates, you have the per capita for the most people that had win Nobel prizes in Israel. Is it true?
That's true. Well, actually, the Jewish people in the world, their percentage who have Nobel prizes is a very high percentage. Israel as a country has also got a very respectable percentage. Also some other countries as well who do very well. But also another interesting fact is that startup companies in Israel have a 3 times the amount of success rate, startup in high tech, have a higher success rate 3 times more than anywhere else in the world. So there's something which we're doing within our system, which is probably, there's something good about it. Something which is also, which maybe can be learned, can be transferred, can be shown, explained, shared with other people. So this is another area which we're getting into a lot. Actually, one of the areas of the world where we're getting into this in a very big way is in Latin America.
Yeah.
We work together with YABT, Young American Business Trust, and together with them we have entrepreneurship courses and training for young entrepreneurs for all over Latin America.
Yeah, you have some special matters in these entrepreneurial issues or whatever, especially technology.
Well, what we try to teach you this is the skills and the mindset in order to.
It doesn't matter what the field that they choose.
Not in particular.
Yeah.
What we try to do is look in how people think and how they can create a business, how they can change their mindset, how they can think outside the box, and do things differently in order to succeed in business. It's less important if it's business A or business B or what the field is. And we have over 7,000 graduates already in Latin America. And this program is so successful, we're actually going into it now in other continents as well, with UN Hábitat, which is of course a very important organization, very relevant to today, with them in Africa, with other organizations in Asia. So this program, its success here in Latin America is actually radiating out all over the world.
Yeah, you put more effort in Latin America than in other continents, or it is like in some others?
I think we try to make an effort all around the world, wherever there is
Asia,
need as well.
Africa.
Yes, from our perspective, wherever there is a country who wishes to cooperate, who puts out a hand in friendship.
It works between the ministers of foreign affairs. They have to be, or you can help other organizations like NGOs, for example, or local authorities, local governments. How it works?
Definitely, we are very flexible. Like I said before,
it doesn't have to go through Minister of Foreign Affairs directly here or in other countries.
Well, it depends on the dynamics in the different countries. From our perspective, we are prepared to work with any partner who is an effective partner, who is a willing partner. For us, it doesn't matter government, non-government, or so forth. But different countries have different dynamics. In some countries, it's very important to start with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or the Ministry of Industry or so forth, and to work from there down. In some other countries it works slightly different. Each country has its own dynamics.
And you have also alliance with the international or intergovernmental organizations. Here, like, for example, like with the American Organization of States and other, you are having partnership with them and working together in the different countries.
Yes, so actually the American Organization of States, we're an observer member, and we try a lot, especially the last years, to work in collaboration with other organizations, international organizations, and other aid agencies of other countries as well, in order to bring in benefits so we can bring in our benefits and they can bring their benefits and the things that they know as well, in order to bring about a better result.
Excellent, then it's a win-win relationship.
That's the hope.
Thanks a lot to Adam Levene, Deputy Head of the Department of International Relations of Israel, and we are very happy to have you here. Gracias amigos, hemos hecho una pequeña visión de la cooperación entre Israel y los países latinoamericanos y otros países del mundo. Gracias a ustedes y estaremos luego de unos instantes con otro entrevistado.